Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of Star Trek Online, Battle for the Alpha Quadrant. As always, I am your host, Lord Ice, and today we are going to be having a little bit of fun. We are going to play Diplomatic Orders, one of the least diplomatic missions in the game, despite its name. And we are not on Rygo this time, we are on Omega. You might have seen him yesterday when I did the SS Azura Optionals. He is a Starfleet tactical officer. He has a Romulan plasma minigun, which is something you get from the reputation system. You can only access that at level 50. And he's got a plasma sniper rifle. I could give him the full Mako set, but I don't really think it's worth it. The sniper rifle I've got now has more damage. So, we've already hailed for diplomatic orders. Admiral, we have a diplomatic mission for you. An important Vulcan ambassador is traveling from his homeworld to the monastery at P'Jem. Capturing the ambassador would be a major coup for the Klingons or Orions, so we're assigning you to make sure everything goes smoothly. You are to escort Ambassador Soketh to P'Jem. Please meet him at Vulcan. Once you locate him, speak with him about the transport mission. Do whatever is necessary to keep him safe. And for the rewards for this mission, we're going to get some vendor trash. If you play this the first time, you can get this data recorder. What it does is it unlocks audio tracks recorded by Leonard Nimoy that play whenever you first access a new sector block. And of course, sector blocks are how you travel through space in this game. So all of them except Pelia and Taudewa have their own audio recordings. I don't think Aurelius has one either. The Klingons barely have any. But at any rate, you get Leonard Nimoy audio recording some info about each of these sector blocks, and that data recorder can bring them up on demand. I've got it on all of my characters already though, so I'm not going to bother picking it up. So we're probably going to pick up some of this vendor trash. Depends on how much I'll probably pick up one of these torpedoes. I'll just stick it through the replicator and get some EC for it. Let's go ahead and accept this mission, and I will see you when we get there. And here we are at the Vulcan system. For brevity of video and file size, I decided to cut out the sector space journey. This mission is kind of special because it has a few voiced over cutscenes. And I managed to play with my video recorder, and I can now record in-game audio. So you will be hearing the voiceovers, hopefully. Captain, we have arrived at the Vulcan system. I took the liberty of contacting the ambassador's aide when we arrived. Tapellas says that the ambassador has certain arrangements that he prefers when traveling. She would like to go over them with you. Would you like me to put her on the main view screen? Continue. Greetings, Admiral Omega. Thank you for agreeing to escort the ambassador to P'Jem. Ambassador Soketh is currently attending a ritual to honor the end of the Kalrech holiday. He will be done soon, but the ambassador is hesitant to use transporter technology. His bias against the transporters is not logical, but I have come to accept it. The ambassador has his quirks, but his ability to interact with the other species is prized by our government. I believe that Soketh would be much more comfortable traveling to the interdictor by shuttlecraft. I have received clearance for you to land near the ambassador's location. I look forward to meeting you in person, Admiral. Board shuttle. This is kind of neat. It's a cutscene. And it is loading Vulcan, but we're going to show up as being on our shuttle. Neat little bit of tech they did. We're ready to land on Vulcan, sir. When you are ready to make our final approach, let me know. And of course that means do it ourselves. Welcome to Vulcan.
Starfleet shuttlecraft, this is Vulcan Orbital Control. You are cleared to land at the requested coordinates. Welcome to Vulcan. Please enjoy your stay.
She sounds so condescending when she says that. Please enjoy your stay. Like, ugh, Starfleet. Captain, the ambassador and his aide are waiting for us at the temple at the top of this rise. We can speak to them there and find out if the ambassador needs anything else before we depart for Pajem. And just a note, this shuttlecraft apparently is the TARDIS, because when you're standing inside of it, it's way bigger on the inside. I mean, we'd be standing about here when we were on the console. Our feet would be sticking through the floor. So yep, it's the TARDIS. One of the good things about being a tactical officer is this power here, motion accelerator. It does what it says in the tin. It accelerates your motion. It makes you run fast. Go ahead and go up this big ol' hill here. Now, if I really wanted to, but I won't for the brevity of the recording, I could go and jump off that and you will not die, but you will take tons and tons of damage. So, talk to Ambassador Soketh.
Welcome to Vulcan.
Thank you for sounding just as condescending as the flight controller.
Do you have any questions?
Tell me about Pajem.
Pajem is a small world near Andoria. It is sacred to our people. There have been Vulcans on Pajem for centuries. In 2152, the ancient buildings that housed our monastery were destroyed by the Andorians.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, Star Trek Enterprise.
It was a failing in our logic that led to conflict with the Andorians. We have corrected our error. After the Federation was founded, a group of Andorians, Vulcans, and humans rebuilt the monastery as a symbol of peaceful coexistence and cooperation. Since then, a group of monks has lived there. They study the ideals of Sirach. Do you have any questions?
What business do you have at Pajem?
My business is my own. If you must know more, I require a meeting with the abbot. He will not use subspace communications. So if I am to receive his counsel, I need to meet with him directly.
You sound pretty angry for a Vulcan.
Do you have any questions?
Are you ready to leave?
This is ridiculous. Access to Pajem is strictly limited to preserve the sanctity of the monastery. No outsiders are permitted to land without the express permission of Savin, the leader of the Order of the Priest that maintains the planet. Ordinarily, this would not present any difficulty. But Savin has chosen this moment to illogically question my visiting the monastery. He is refusing to grant leave for me to meet with the abbot at Pajem.
You sound pretty angry for a Vulcan. Where are your emotional controls?
If I do not complete my journey to Pajem now, I will have to delay it until after the trade conference at Quadrant is complete. And that could take weeks.
Oh well.
I fear I've spent too much time off-world. While I find it easy to deal with others, my own people can be stubborn. Perhaps you could speak to Savin. I know he has a great deal of respect for Starfleet, and you might have an easier time.
You are a very impatient Vulcan. Question Savin about why he won't allow Soketh to visit Pajem. Maybe because Soketh is an asshole. Okay, so let's talk to this priest over here. Peace and long life. Do you seek the knowledge of the ancestors? Soketh says you won't permit him to visit Pajem. Soketh accuses me of abandoning logic, but he is the one refusing to explain his reasons for wanting to go to Pajem. The planet is sacred. Our ancestors walked those paths. They found understanding and serenity in its quiet. When I am at Pajem, I feel more at peace than any place else in the galaxy. Pajem has been touched by outside influence in the past. Now the Federation is at war. Now, more than any other time, we must protect this refuge. Why do the Vulcans restrict access to Pajem? Many years ago, Pajem was used for political purposes. Technology used to spy on the Andorians was hidden beneath the sacred sanctuary. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Star Trek Enterprise again. It should have never happened. Buildings that had stood for 12 centuries were destroyed because we allowed politics and war in a place where there should only be logic and contemplative thought. When the monastery was rebuilt, we pledged to keep it safe from the cares of the galaxy. Only those who seek peace may enter. Well, Soketh is supposed to be an ambassador, isn't that what they do? Vulcan people have monasteries? Even the people who reject emotion require peace and contemplation, Admiral. We are a spiritual people. We honor our gods and we honor the katras, or souls, of those who have come before us. Our rituals guide us throughout our lives. Vulcans who choose a life of study and isolation, as the monks at Pajem have done, help us maintain our connection with our ancestors. The monks' study of Surak's words in the Kirshara give us all a greater understanding of who we are and who we should strive to be. Tell me more about Surak. Surak is the father of modern Vulcan civilization. Centuries ago, the Vulcans were creatures of emotion. We fought one another in a series of wars that devastated our planet. Our species was on the brink of annihilation. Surak taught us to embrace peace and to put aside our emotions in favor of logic. Despite great resistance, those who marched beneath the Raptor's wings, Surak ushered in a time of awakening on Vulcan. His writings, the Kirshara, shaped all that we are. Without Surak, the Vulcans you know would not exist. Don't you trust Ambassador Soketh? I neither trust him nor distrust the ambassador. I simply do not understand him. We will not reveal his reasons for wishing to speak to the abbot, and he has refused a mind meld with me. No, he will not reveal. Normally, I could respect his privacy, but other things I have heard troubled me. Tell me more about what you've heard. Soketh has spent more and more time away from Vulcan in recent years, and seems ill at ease in what was once his home. He would not be the first to change by his time away from the homeworld, but I have heard from his friends in the diplomatic corps that he has been emotional, almost volatile. You don't say. And Tapella admits he has changed in the past few months. He spends hours closeted in his study, and does not share meals with his staff as he used to. Tapella says that the stress of the war with the Klingon Empire is taking its toll on the ambassador. She hopes the peace of Pajem will restore him. I am not so sure. What if the abbot agrees to speak to Soketh via subspace? The monks do not use any unnecessary technology. Even replicators are not permitted on Pajem. There is a communications array available to the monks for emergencies. Soketh's request does not qualify. Is there any way I can persuade you to allow Soketh to visit Pajem? I will permit it if you will pledge to me, on your honor as a Starfleet officer, that you will protect Pajem from harm. Soketh says that his reasons for wanting to speak to the abbot are private. I will accept that, but only if you are with him. I know I can trust Starfleet. Please, protect Pajem from any who would violate its sanctity. Alrighty, we convinced him. Talk to Ambassador
Do you
Soketh.
have any questions?
Which one to pick? I'm just gonna pick this one. I don't want any hassle. I've spoken to Savin. We can leave for Pajem now.
Excellent. Our departure has been delayed long enough by the whims of one man. I am prepared for the journey and can leave immediately.
Let's go! Let's see if he can keep up. Actually, no, we can give him motion accelerator, can't we? Come on, Soketh. Down the hill. I love motion accelerator. It's so much fun. And it definitely makes missions like these easier. Get to the TARDIS! I mean, seriously, it can't fit me. How is it going to fit the both of us, plus the crewman that was already on board? It's a freaking TARDIS. Board the shuttle.
Starfleet shuttlecraft, we have logged your flight trajectory, and you are cleared for departure. Live long and prosper.
You didn't sound as condescending this time. Speak with Ambassador Soketh.
I need to meditate and prepare for my meeting with the abbot of Pajem. If you have no objections, I will retire to my quarters. Please notify me when we have arrived at our destination. Once again, you have my gratitude for your assistance.
Well, thank you, Mr. Emotional Vulcan. Return to bridge. Ambassador Soketh has retired to his quarters, Captain. We can leave the system whenever you like. Okay, so we're going to depart the system, and yes, that is an NX class. It's a C-Store ship. It's a lieutenant, light escort. Kind of fun to play. And I think I've got the console that it comes with equipped on this ship, because it's a poor man's tractor beam, and I can't be asked to spare a science officer slot. And there is an alert distress signal in the corner. That is a Borg red alert. I'll cover those eventually, but not right now. Basically, you go to the middle of deep space and kill Borg. There are time limits, and there's a really awesome boss fight that can vaporize you in one hit if you're not careful. So, go over here to Pajem. Continue diplomatic orders. And here's where it gets complicated. Sir, I'm picking up an unusual energy reading in this system. We should scan the system before we take the ambassador to the surface. Scan energy pattern. Klingon ships decloaking, sir! Ah, fuck. Captain, we are being hailed by the Klingons. Putting them on the screen now. You have a foul shape-changer aboard your ship! Turn the creature over to us, or we will destroy you! Shape-changer? What do you mean? That foul beast on your ship is an Undine! They put on a false face to try to control us, but we Klingons know better. We will hunt them down until the last of these honorless dogs die screaming! Tell me about the Undine. The Undine come from a dimension known as fluidic space. They use quantum singularities to move into ours. Undine are telepathic and physically superior to humans. They see anyone from our dimension as an inferior life form. Even Klingons. Soon they will know how wrong they are. Undine have technology that is a real threat to anyone, even the Borg, but the worst of their weapons is the ability to take our forms. Admiral, the Undine have inserted themselves into every major power in the Quadrant to seek to control us through trickery and misdirection. You must be vigilant. Why are the Undine here? You tell me, Starfleet! It was your people who first encountered the Undine in the Delta Quadrant, back when we knew them as Species 8472. Many among my people want to know just what you did to make them hate us so. Yeah, that's a wink to Star Trek Voyager. Scorpion, and later, I think it's In the Flesh, that covers the treaty with the Undine that ended up not working. Do you have any proof of these accusations? Do you doubt my word? Insult my honor? I have killed men for less. I have nothing to prove to the likes of you. Turn that so-called ambassador over to me now, or face the consequences. Ambassador? The ambassador couldn't possibly be an Undine. It's not like he's been acting strangely lately. Hooray for Klingons. In other words, trash mobs. Oh, they're firing on me? Let's show them that that's a bad idea. Yep, that's cannon scatter volley and torpedo spread. Basically, I get to kill 2 or 3 targets at the same time. I've done better, but they were deciding to split up a little more than I would have liked. Don't worry, the other 3 will die far more quickly. Now, if I was a lieutenant playing this mission, these would be Borels, but since I'm an admiral, they're not. The model of the bird of prey scales with what level you are. I could go for that anomaly, but I don't feel like it.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target shields have failed.
Yeah. As a DPS, you just destroy everything, and I'll go ahead and scan this. Waveform matched. 4 minutes of them. So, sensors are showing multiple Klingon life signs on the surface. The monks may be in danger. I recommend that we send an away team down immediately. Captain, the situation on the ground may be too dangerous for the ambassador to take a shuttle to the surface. He will remain in his quarters until it is safe. The away team is ready to transport at your command, Captain. And it's pretty much the same BOF squad as before. I'll introduce them once we get to the ground. Loading Pijam surface. And yes, down here in the bottom corner there are tips that you can go ahead and read. I haven't really learned much from them, but I have learned a couple neat tricks. Captain, we need to secure the area and then make our way towards the monastery, which is located at the top of the hill. I'm reading multiple Klingon patrols between us and the main building, sir. Recommend we proceed with caution. Alright. Omega's BOF squad. This is Smeagol, same Reman Bridge officer, I think. I don't even know if he has a different kit. I think he's almost identical. Glakori, Ferengi female, she's a healer. 6 of 8, which is my engineer. I don't know if I've claimed my android on this guy yet. Doesn't look like it. And Talaktalan, another Canon Jem'Hadar. The names of my Breen and Jem'Hadar are references to various things, and I've got running themes with them. Talaktalan is another Canon Jem'Hadar name. Talaktalan was actually the name of the first Jem'Hadar we ever saw on screen in DS9 Season 2, Episode 26, The Jem'Hadar. I'm third Talaktalan of the Jem'Hadar. And, of course, Omega is a tactical officer. Now I've got 3 kits with him. Close Combat Specialist, which has my motion accelerator. I've got Operative, if I ever want, like, Stealth Module or something. But I'm going to go with Fire Team for the duration of this mission because, well, it's Fire Team. Go ahead and pet my Tribble. Remember, always pet your Tribbles. And never give a Tribble to a bridge officer. For some reason, after they pet it, it goes on like an 8-minute cooldown. Romulan Plasma Minigun. Why Romulan Plasma Minigun? Because minigun. Let's go ahead and exterminate. And that is why minigun. I could vaporize him if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I just want to exterminate them all. Okay, plenty of lockboxes. How Klingons manage to fit these kind of things in their pockets is beyond me. Ooh, I got some Saurian brandy. That's pretty good. I'm going to give you to someone that isn't on my ground crew so that you don't get eaten by a tribble. Because that is really useful. I'm going to go ahead and steal from this crate here. Why? Because I can. Oh look, hypo and shield charges. In other words, vendor trash. So you're a munitions officer. You're a warrior. I'm gonna have all of my bridge officers royally screw you over now. See, I'm the one chucking plasma grenades this time because I'm a tactical officer. Gotta love this rifle. This is a plasma sniper rifle Mark 11 with 2 damage mods and a KB3. I got it off the die store. It's pretty cool. And of course the Romulan plasma minigun again comes from the reputation system. I think you get the ability to unlock those at like tier 1 or tier 2. Because this guy's tier 2 ROM rep. Well, he's tier 2 all reps. They scale them identically. Okay, so up the hill we go. Up, up, up. Standard MMO tactics. I've done this mission before with like no combat because I ganked my way through the hills, but I didn't feel like doing that. Besides, this is a tactical officer. He's supposed to kill people. Alright, so we've got 3 Klingons up on that hill, including a munitions officer. I'm gonna go ahead and whip out this rifle and snipe him like a motherfucker. He won't be bothering us. He's not dead, which is really, really strange because he should have been dead. But he's about to be. And he got vaporized. That's what happens when you exploit an exposed target. And it may sound like it's a hacker type thing, but expose an exploiter in-game qualities. I actually had a friend of mine question that once. Oh dear. I forgot you guys. I guess you guys should die too. Did one of them run away? How very un-Klingon of him. If I wasn't about to kill him, his superiors would. And of course they're just standing there, so we're gonna chuck plasma grenade. It is a good day to be a tactical officer. It is always a good day to be a tactical officer, because tactical officers in this game are incredibly overpowered. And walk through the plasma fire. Plasma fire doesn't hurt you if it's from your team. Like, your bridge officers could chuck a plasma grenade and the plasma fire wouldn't burn you. But once we get to the Romulan arc, you'll see what happens if you step in enemy plasma fire. Let's go ahead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep. Couple squads of Klingons beam in. And you're about to see me do a tactic against beam-ins for this boss fight that's coming up. And yes, there is a boss fight coming up. No. I wanted to get the items. Kind of OCD about getting loot. Loot is good. Ooh, I get some rocked. Alright. What I'm about to do might seem kind of weird, but trust me, there's a reason for it. Alright, so Talaktalan and Smeagol, you two go over there. Glakori and 6 of 8, go ahead and go over there. Incoming message. The area reads as secure, Captain. Sir, we are receiving an alert from Vulcan. Tapella says she must speak to you immediately. I'll patch her through to your tricorder. Admiral Omega, I have terrible news. Vulcan security forces have discovered the body of Ambassador Sarketh. They have determined that he was killed by a phaser blast at short range. His remains were discovered in a stasis chamber, hidden in a cavern beneath the Ambassador's residence. The Ambassador on your ship, the one that I have been working for, is an imposter. You need to be very careful, Admiral. The impostor was able to fool Socket's closest associates for months. He is crafty and very patient. Now that he has been discovered, he will be dangerous. Captain, I dispatched security teams to Ambassador Socket's quarters, but he's gone. We're searching the ship, but... Sir, I've just detected an unauthorized use of the transporters. The Vulcan government is requesting that the impostor Socketh be detained and returned to Vulcan for questioning. Sir, whomever used the transporter erased the logs, but I have a feeling the imposter is on the planet's surface. You have to find him. That won't be hard. See? Not hard at all.
Such emotion on your face. I see now my deception has been exposed. Pity. Capturing the abbot so we could replace him as well would have been beneficial. But we are strong. We will prevail. You are weak, and the weak shall perish.
Just like you're about to. Oh. Well, fuck. Yes, that is a species 8472. An Undine. And he is the boss fight. And now you see why I did what I did. No matter where he runs, he is going to have flanking damage against him. This bastard is kind of hard to kill, so I'm just going to pop everything. And he just got burned down. And he turned into a Klingon.
Bothersome creatures! Why should I trouble myself with such insignificant beings when the Klingons will do my work for me?
Mm-hmm.
Warriors, prepare for battle! Yes, sir. There is a group of Starfleet officers behind me. One of them is the foul shapeshifter. I'm returning to the ship. Don't let them leave this planet alive. Kapla. Yes, sir.
Ah, you bastard. So, here's what we gotta do. We got to pursue ourselves a Undine. Problem is, these guys aren't gonna let us. Oh look, a Beck. Basically a Klingon lieutenant, or ensign. Do you know what we do to Klingon ensigns? That's right. I could have one-shot him if I wanted to, but I didn't want to waste all of my buffs on someone low-level. I mean, I've one-shot sub-commander engineers, which is quite an achievement. It's kind of difficult, though. Go ahead and steal your stuff. Ooh, energy harness armor. Totally useless. I've already got better armor. Not as good as I could have, but... Yep, Becks and Warriors, Becks and Warriors. Go ahead and line our sights up on you. What I like about the minigun is if there's anything standing in the cone, it'll kill them all. See that guy that we can't target? Wonder who he is. Well, he's making gestures. And there he goes. Fuck. Scan the area. Yep, we don't have to fight those guys. Captain, it appears that the Undine has eluded us. However, I'm picking up residual traces of transporter activity in the vicinity. I believe that the Undine may have beamed to a hidden ship in orbit. Recommend we return to the Interdictor and search for the Undine ship. We need to find the Undine and take it back to Starfleet. Beam up. Yep, we don't even have to kill those guys over there. They get to live. Even though we're at war with the Klingon Empire. I mean, I could have killed them, but I don't feel like it. Captain, there is an Undine ship on an intercept course. Sir, the Interdictor doesn't have the armaments to handle an Undine attack. Bullshit. Starfleet reports that it is sending ships to assist us, but that it will take 2 minutes for them to arrive. We have to hold them off, and we have to hold out until the reinforcements get here, Captain. If we target their torpedoes, we might have a chance. The reason that we can't take this ship on is because it's not a normal Undine ship. They're sending a dreadnought.
Warning, ship is under attack.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run.
Target's shields have failed.
See, I'm a really, really fast ship. Or in a really, really fast ship. So I can evade this for a long time. Provided it doesn't suddenly fly at me.
Warning, ship is under attack.
And it is slowly closing on me. Fortunately, I'm faster than it is. Far faster. Now, Starfleet will be sending several ships to reinforce us. And that's a good thing, because we're going to need them. Ooh, I got a beta tachyon particle trace. If you complete the scanning minigame, you get rare particle traces. Or you can. Not guaranteed. I want to stay in this general area, because this is where the reinforcements are going to show up from. In 15 seconds. Three, two, one. Reinforcements have arrived. And they are engaging. Good.
Warning, ship is under attack.
And I'm just going to go ahead and go all out. This is a special gimmick of the Chimera. It's got 3 modes, and it has a special attack per mode. Well, 2 modes. Oh. I was expecting that to take longer. Shit. But like I was saying, it's got 2 special modes, which is Regen mode and Tactical mode. Regen mode has a shield steel. Tactical mode has a giant fucking Death Lotus. And I was really expecting that to take longer, but I guess I'm just too overpowered. Scanning the debris. Downloading the data now, Captain. Incoming message from the USS Kirk, Captain Omega. We've recovered the final data transmissions from the Undine vessel. Wait. Oh. It didn't bring up the Thelen thing. The Kirk captain said, "This is Captain Thelen of the USS Kirk. Glad to see we made it here in time to lend you a hand, Admiral Omega. Perhaps someday you will return the favor. Thelen out." And indeed we will. And then my bridge officer says, "We've recovered the final data transmissions from the Undine vessel, as well as samples of the organic material that was used to create the ship. We need to get all of this back to Starfleet intelligence. They may be able to decrypt the messages and tell us more. We can depart the system, but we're just going to turn it in from here. The ambassador was an Undine. I'm afraid their infiltration of the Federation goes much deeper than we realized. Who knows what kind of havoc they could have created. And pick the vendor trash. If you pick the lockbox, I'll do worse to you than Alchemist would. And that is all for Episode 2 of Star Trek Online, Battle for the Alpha Quadrant. Once again, I am your host, Lord Ice, and I will see you out there. Or out there. Your choice.